Slum Pill.
Greetings and felicitations. Hip hip hurrah, and yes, Mr. Spock, it is pronounced tally ho. Welcome, welcome to the Sunday edition of Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies, where don't do a movie, but we talk about other things. UFOs, spaceships, the pyramids. But today, we're continuing our discussion and presentations on the paranormal. And joining us, as usual, world-class scientist, hostess, Yvette.
Hello, Mr. Lundell, and hello, everyone in the chat. Who we got today? I know there's a few lurking, but we've got Curtis was first. Hey, Curtis, great to see you. Then, of course, we got Words and Pictures, the all-knowing font of all knowledge, and we bow to his... Okay, my brain just died. His experience in knowledge. I did have a word, but it disappeared. And we got JP's, and he's saying we're on the wrong side of the screen. I don't know why. Say, Yvette, is it true Britain is arresting people for social media criticism of government? Yes. And the law was passed today that if you swear in public, you're fined £100.
Oh, really?
So I've got to be careful what I say on here and anywhere else.
Damn, hell, TT, doo-doo.
When you get exported here to be fined all that money, you got a room here, dear. So today I'm covering, let me get this up, aggressive ghosts, poltergeist, and God help me, it's Mr. Lundell's fault because he wanted to do the demonology side of it, haunted dolls and objects. Now, talk about being cruel. And you're only getting 5 haunted dolls because I was completely freaking out while I was doing the research. So we got 5 haunted dolls and 5 haunted objects. That's the best you're going to get out of me for that. So
you're the bravest woman I know. That's all I'm going to say. I was thinking Annabelle and that Sailor doll, and that would be it.
No,
Okay,
no, I've done 5. But let me just say, if I have a nightmare tonight, I'm holding you responsible.
well,
Yes, yes, words. You missed that. Starmer. I mean, Starling. I mean, Starmer. Um, yeah. If you're caught saying any word that's blasphemy or a swear word, you can be fined £100. Also
see,
on any social media now as well.
see, thank God we have a constitution that says our rights are ordained from God.
I mean, we
Okay,
do have the Magna Carta, but yeah, there's nowhere in there that says you know, they just put a law through. But their first law was their first one was to take the fuel allowance from all old age pensioners to cover the cost of the doctors wanting a 22% rise because they do so much here, don't they? Words, not 3 days a week. Anyway, yeah, this is a new one today. So, yeah.
yeah,
But I don't want to talk about politics. I want
yeah.
to talk about
Let's
scary, scary shit. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
let's yeah, might as well talk about stuff we have no control over. So, anywho, the paranormal.
So, what are you covering?
Uh, just a basic presentation of demonic possession,
Mm,
exorcisms, and
and
stuff
exorcisms,
like
yeah?
that.
Well, as I've got 3 and you got 2, do you want me to start?
Well, let me.
Or
You
would you?
usually start first, so I'll begin. I think the introduction works
Yeah,
better.
absolutely. You go for it.
Okay. Demonic possession, a brief history. Demonic possession is a topic that has both fascinated and frightened people for centuries. It refers to the belief that a person's body and mind can be taken over and controlled by a malevolent supernatural entity, typically a demon. The concept of demonic possession has been present in many cultures and religions throughout history, often being used as an explanation for unexplained or seemingly supernatural phenomena. In Christianity, exorcism rituals have been developed to drive out these demons and free the possessed person. While some people view demonic possession as a genuine phenomenon, others interpret it as a manifestation of mental illness or other psychological issues. The debate over the nature of demonic possession continues to this day, with many people holding strong beliefs on either side of the issue. Now, I will say the Catholic Church, they perform exorcisms probably on a daily basis, but they recognize the fact that mental illness is, and it is, can be a contributing factor. And so before they decide to go through that ritual with a person, they will send you to a battery of psychologists, psychiatrists, MDs, and whatever to make sure. So all the non-believers out there that it's just Christians keeping people correct. No, at least Catholics go through a, a, a series to figure out whether or not you know there's something wrong with you that can be fixed. And kind of a plate here I found a priest taking on a demon, protecting this ugly guy. I don't get it. But now, exorcism, what is that? An exorcism is a religious or spiritual ritual designed to expel or drive out what is believed to be a demon, malevolent entity, or negative energy that has taken possession of a person, place, or object. The specific rituals or practices of exorcism vary depending on the religion or belief system in question, but often involve prayer, chanting, the use of holy symbols or objects, and sometimes direct confrontation with the possessing entity. Remember the scenes from The Exorcist. The power of Christ compels you, and they're throwing the holy water and crucifixes, such. Exorcisms are most commonly associated with Christianity, particularly the Roman Catholic Church, but are also practiced in other religions such as Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism. So the major religions of the world
Ooh, and
acknowledge.
voodoo. And voodoo.
Yeah. Well, voodoo, that's a different topic altogether. I didn't do any voodoo for this. That would be another topic, I think.
Yeah,
So
there is a lot to voodoo. It's
hmm,
fascinating.
so you see, the major religions all agree that a body can be taken over by a malevolent entity, and they have prayers and rituals designed to exorcise a person or an object of those demons, which I really didn't realize that about like Hinduism or Buddhism. So, how do you know when an exorcism is required? The determination of when an exorcism is needed varies by religion and belief system, but generally involves a combination of symptoms and signs that suggest the presence of a malevolent entity. Here are some examples. Christianity, the Roman Church has a specific set of criteria for determining whether an exorcism is necessary, including ruling out physical or psychological causes, observing the phenomena such as speaking in tongues or supernatural strength, and consulting with a bishop or other spiritual leader. In Islam, signs that an exorcism may be needed in Islam include unexplained illnesses, nightmares, and behavioral changes that are believed to be caused by jinn possession. In Hinduism, possession may be suspected if a person exhibits unusual behavior, speaks in unknown languages, or has physical symptoms that cannot be explained by medical science. Buddhism, exorcisms in Buddhism may be performed if a person is believed to be suffering from the influence of harmful spirits or negative energy. Huh. That's the only one that's kind of vague. you know? Now, example of some demonic possession from the movie The Devil Made Me Do It, one of the Conjuring series. The devil made me do it, a popular saying that is often used humorously to deflect blame for misbehavior or wrongdoing, but it's also got a darker historical context, as it was famously used as a defense during a real life criminal trial in the 1980s. But we can back up with in the 70s. That term, the devil made me do it. I don't know how many of you remember this comedian, Flip Wilson. in the 70s. Remember, he had a TV show on NBC, and one of his characters was a female. He did it. He did. Uh, I can't think of her name, but anyway, that was a line that she always used. The devil made me do it, and that was always like the punchline at the end of a sketch. Geraldine. Geraldine Jones was the character's name. It's probably all over YouTube, so y'all Flip Wilson, Geraldine Jones, you'll probably find it. Now, in 1981, Arn Cheyenne was accused of killing his landlord in Connecticut. He argued that he was not guilty by reason of demonic possession, with Johnson himself claiming that let me see. He had been possessed by a demon at the time of the murder. The defense became known as the Devil Made Me Do It case. And while it ultimately failed, it captured the public imagination, inspired a number of books, movies, and other media. Of course, in most cases, blaming one's actions on the devil is just a tongue-in-cheek excuse. But it's interesting to think about the implications of the idea that external forces could exert such control over actions. Now, something both Yvette and myself, we watched this movie. It's on YouTube. I have it in my personal database. The Demon Murder Case. Look it up. It's a made-for-TV movie of this story. It came out before the Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It movie that covers this.
And it follows the correct story. I'll just add that. The only difference is they replace the Warrens with the Harrises, presumably due to a legal glitch. But it does follow the story exactly how it was written in the Warrens' journals, and obviously it made headline news, and I vaguely remember it. So I just thought I'd add that.
Yeah. Now, in 1981, demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren documented the exorcism of 8-year-old Glatzel, attended by his family, his older sister Debbie, her boyfriend Johnson, and Gordon in Brookfield, Connecticut, in an attempt to save the little boy. Arn invites the demon to enter his body instead of David's. Ed witnesses the demon enter Arn just as the demon causes him to suffer a heart attack. The following month, Ed wakes up at the hospital and reveals that he witnessed the demon enter Arn. After hallucinating a demonic entity attacking him, Arn murders his landlord by stabbing him 22 times. With the support of the Warrens, his case becomes the first American murder trial where demonic possession is claimed as a defense. The Warrens discover a witch's totem in the Glatzel home, through which a satanic curse is passed. Castor, a former priest who had studied the disciples of the Ram cult, tells them that an occultist had intentionally left a totem, resulting in a curse on the Glatzels and David's possession. So now, the made-for-TV movie doesn't go into this part of it. So I'm going to have to watch the Ed and Lorraine movie version, and perhaps one day I'll end up it'll end up being a watch party. When the Warrens received notice that detectives from Danvers, Massachusetts, found a totem in the death of Katie Lincoln, who was also stabbed 22 times, they traveled to where it was found at the home of Katie's friend Jessica, who is missing. Lorraine learns through that Jessica had murdered Katie while possessed before jumping to her death, which allows detectives to recover her body. She also witnesses the occultist attempting to make Arn kill himself, but stops her, causing the occultist to become aware of the Warrens' presence. Also, this was ongoing. Huh. A book of Stracarian witchcraft states that for the curse to be lifted, the occultist's altar must be destroyed. Ed is affected by the curse when a totem is discovered in the Warrens' house. Damn. He also stabs Lorraine, but is stopped by their assistant Drew. Kastner reveals that the occultist is, in fact, his daughter Isla. He had secretly raised her in violation of the requirement of clerical celibacy in the Catholic Church. As he researched the occult, Isla grew fascinated by it and became an occultist. He leads Lorraine into the tunnels underneath the house where her altar is, but Isla kills her father, then curses Ed and Arn, causing Ed to try to kill Lorraine and Arn to try to kill himself. Ed regains his senses when Lorraine reminds him of their love and destroys the altar, saving Arn as well. Isla is killed by the demon she summoned after failing to complete the curse. Wow. I have not seen this movie.
I
When I
highly recommend seeing this movie
yeah.
because all the Conjuring movies are
uh,
from the journals of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And although there is controversy about Ed and Lorraine Warren, um,
yeah.
there some of their stuff I'm a bit on, but so far the movies they've produced have all been dead on. I mean, the second one's about the Enfield ghosts, which I covered last week, and it's just
Uh,
God, what a job! And of course, there's a museum you can go visit now.
yeah,
Um,
I mean, there's no way I would have those objects in my house.
yeah, me neither.
I mean, I would say like take this to the Vatican, you know. But
Well, yeah, they probably got some really dark items down there. I'd love to go down there.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this one should be familiar to everybody. The Exorcist, everyone's first exposure to the possibility of possession. The Exorcist, a true classic of the horror genre. Both the 71 novel by William Peter Blatty and the 1973 film adaptation have left an indelible mark on the popular culture with their chilling portrayal of demonic possession and the struggle of a free a young girl from its grasp. Hang on a second, everybody. Let me. Okay,
While you're
now
looking,
I
I'd
got it.
just like, oh, all right. I was just going
I
to
just
say, this got banned in the UK the day it was released.
really.
Yeah, along with Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the original Evil Dead. Yeah.
Huh. Ooh. Now The Exorcist has also become infamous for its alleged curse. This I did not realize. With many strange and unfortunate events occurring during the production of the film. Whether you believe in curses or not, there's no denying the lasting impact of this story has had on the world of horror and beyond. One example, the McNeil home fire. The set for the McNeil home caught fire and burned to the ground. But strangely enough, Regan McNeil's bedroom remained untouched. 9 deaths. Tragically, 9 people associated with the film passed away, with two of the actors' characters also dying in the movie. An on-set exorcism. So something scared the hell out of somebody when they were making this movie. After all these strange events, the director and writer decided to bring in a Jesuit priest to bless the set, which speaks volumes about the eerie atmosphere surrounding the production. Hidden demon face. In a dream sequence, there's a split-second flash of a horrifying face that appears for only a few seconds, creating a sense of terror and unease. So I gotta look for that. I'm curious now.
I've seen it, and it's horrible, and you wouldn't see it without proper tick tick tick. I could
Oh,
just about manage to see it when it was on VHS, but these days you can pause and move it frame by frame perfectly. Yeah, it's a horrific one, and it's meant to be not seen on a conscious level. It's a
oh,
subconscious level one. And a lot of horror films do it, because
oh,
your subconscious registers it and gives you a boost of bleeding adrenaline, but you have no idea why you're even more scared than you were before.
huh.
Sorry to interrupt there.
Oh, no problem, no problem. That was good. So I think I'm going to leave it alone then. Uh, It was probably just a subliminal thing they did. But anywho, based on true events, The Exorcist is based on the real life story of a boy named Roland Doe, a pseudonym to protect his identity, who underwent an exorcism in 1949. Now, I learned about this a lot of years after this movie came out. I mean, in fact, I think it was a documentary on cable television that it like not the his not History Channel, but I think it was Discovery because they used to run a series called A Haunting, and it was they were telling stories like this, and this was one of the stories.
I read the book before I saw anything on television, and it was so disturbing.
Mm, I know. The events took place in Washington, D.C., and the exorcism was performed by two Catholic priests with the assistance of a Jesuit named Father William S. Bowder. According to the accounts of those involved, Roland began exhibiting strange and disturbing behavior, such as speaking in tongues, levitating, and demonstrating superhuman strength. His family sought help from the Catholic Church, and after ruling out medical and psychological explanations, the decision was made to perform the exorcism. So that's proof there Catholicism does recognize mental illness. So all you non-believers that just thinks this is hope, hocus pocus, smoke and mirrors, there you go. And the exorcism was reportedly a grueling process that lasted for several weeks, with the priests encountering intense resistance from the demon that was believed to be possessing Roland. Finally, after much struggle and prayer, the exorcism was successful and Roland was freed from the demon's control. It is important to note that some of the details of the case have been disputed over the years, and there are differing accounts of what actually took place. However, the story remains one of the most famous and chilling examples of exorcism in modern times. And had to end with
I was just going to mention the film Possessed is about John Doe. Well worth a watch. Timothy Dalton's in it.
yeah, we had to do a little quick research today on that one because I had never seen it.
It's
Oh,
definitely worth a watch because it's very interesting to see how the Exorcist became the Exorcist,
uh-huh.
and it's very well done. This movie, and it's very very disturbing. The book is even more disturbing, I think. But yeah, highly recommend that one as well.
Oh yeah, JPs. They ain't messing around when they call it the Jesuits. I'm sure they're not. They're the guys.
The Jesuit monks and priests, they're specifically trained to deal with all that sort of thing. So
Yeah, and they're the most educated order of
yeah,
priests. I understand.
yeah.
So,
Mm.
and okay, I
Well,
give it to you. It is,
okay, it's my turn, is it? All right. Let
yeah,
me just open my phone. So because about right, I'm starting off with aggressive ghosts. So let me get my little collection of pictures up. You let me
yeah.
know when you can see it, and I will start.
You know what's disturbing when people you know and not know start speaking in tongues and dead languages they do not know.
Mm,
Ah, yeah,
yeah,
I agree, JPs. Never heard
yeah.
Aramaic, so if you,
Aramaic is the language of Jesus.
yeah,
So, yeah. Can we see the picture?
yes, it is up now.
Okay. So, aggressive or so called killer ghosts have been part of folklore and documented cases throughout history. These entities are characterized by malevolent behavior, often causing harm or even death. Here's a brief history of some of the most famous cases. Now, we've already covered this one. It's the Bell Witch, but it was the photo I was looking for the last time. This
Oh yeah.
is Bell grabbing the witch he managed to capture and throwing her in the fire. But I'm not going to go through the history because we've already done this one. I just wanted to show that picture. The second one, we're going to learn something here, people. The Hammersmith Ghost, 1803 to 1804. It was in Hammersmith, London, England. Reports of a ghost terrorizing residents led to widespread panic. A man named Thomas Millwood was mistaken for the ghost and shot dead by Francis Smith. The incident led to a landmark legal case concerning the right to self-defense against perceived supernatural threat. Yeah. So
Oh, you can't shoot a ghost anyway. What the
no,
hell?
yeah, exactly. My third one interesting. I'm going to butcher this. The Churito Pagoda from 1945. It was built. It's in Fujiyoshida, Japan. After World War II, reports emerged of violent spirits attacking visitors. The pagoda, built to honor the war dead, became associated with these aggressive entities believed to be restless spirits of soldiers. Yeah. So if you don't want to be manhandled and kicked in the nuts by a ghost, avoid this pagoda. Okay, the haunted. This is the Smurl haunting. It's not a well-known one, but it is available as a film called The Haunted. The Smurl haunting happened between 74 and 89 in West Pittston, Pennsylvania. The Smurl family reported being... I hate my phone. Reported being tormented by a violent poltergeist, experiencing foul smells, loud noises, physical assaults. The case was investigated by demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren, who claimed the house was occupied by a powerful and dangerous demon. Okay, my next one. This is an actual picture taken during the investigation of the Entity case, 1974 to 1975, in Culver City, California. Yeah. Doris Bither, right, claimed to have been repeatedly attacked and sexually assaulted by unseen entities. The case was investigated by paranormal researchers Barry Taff and Kerry Gaynor, who documented several strange occurrences, although the case remains highly controversial. This is a picture that was taken by those actual investigators. The film, The Entity, if you haven't seen it, you should see it. It is disturbing as hell, and she is, I presume she may not be with us still, but if she is, the attacks lessened but still continued even after she moved to a different house. It is a disturbing movie and very well made, and it follows the actual notes of the parapsychologists and the team of paranormal that were trying to help her, because they thought she was nuts at first. Yeah. So yeah.
It's the movie. Go ahead, finish.
Sorry.
The movie is part of my collection, and
it's part of my collection as well. Yeah.
And I am seriously
and it is debating. Really disturbing.
I'm seriously debating whether or not to watch part of it. I mean, it is.
I'd love to see it on a watch party, but I say we put a little warning out because there's stuff in it. Hey, Gorilla. Yeah. So, okay, conclusions of aggressive ghosts and killer ghosts continue to be a subject of fascination and fear in popular culture. Despite numerous accounts and investigations, these phenomena remain largely unexplained, like all paranormal. Straddling the line between folklore, psychological study, and paranormal investigation. So, it's one of those things that I will say with the paranormal, this is our third episode. The trouble with paranormal is proof, and it's rare you get pictures. I mean, that one I just showed you was a genuine picture of an arc of electricity they caught on camera, And we're talking way back in the day when cameras had film in them. You know, these weren't faked. And of course, today you can fake anything. So I like the older stories. And this is why I like Ed and Lorraine Warren's journals, because most of their stuff they did way before computers even existed. Anyway, that's my aggressive ghosts. What's your next one?
Wait, that was. It's not going to work. So let me see.
Well, I can do another one if you want.
Yeah, give me yeah, go ahead. Give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
Do old tricks right.
Next should be Poltergeists.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me just pull up my little pickies for it. There we go. All right. Let me just bring these all back. Put that big. Where's that? Get rid of that. And present. Share. Screen. Share. And tell me when you can see the picture.
We can see the picture. Nice house.
Well, yes, it is, isn't it? Poltergeists, from the German word noisy ghost, I think everyone knows that, have been reported across cultures and centuries, often characterized by physical disturbances, such as loud noises, objects moving, and other unexplained phenomena. Here's a brief history of some of the most famous poltergeist case. Right, this first one is the Epworth Rectory. Its location is Epworth in Lincolnshire. The family of Samuel Wesley, father of John Wesley, founder of the Methodism Church, experienced strange knockings, raps, sounds of footsteps, and activity lasted several months, and despite investigations, no cause was ever found. The next one. Another picture. The Rosenheim poltergeist. Now, this was quite a famous one. Location, Rosenheim in Germany, Bavaria. In the law offices of Sigmund Adam, electrical disturbances, swinging lamps, and moving furniture were observed. The phenomena were witnessed by numerous people, including the police, and were widely covered in the media. Obviously, you know, we've only got a picture here, but it's black and white. You can see something being thrown or moved through the air, and I'm not quite sure what's happening in this one, but there is something. Okay, the next one, and I picked this particular picture because we've already done this one, the Enfield poltergeist, the Hodgson family. Now, I just wanted to go a little deeper into this because poltergeists, now, not always, but the majority of poltergeists seem to attach themselves to adolescent children. And we don't know why. We think it gives them strength. And again, in the Enfield story, the elder child, they thought it was the elder child, although the younger child it could have been as well. They believed the poltergeist was attached to her. Now, the Enfield ghost is still up in the air as to whether it was real or the girls made it up. But so many people went on record, including the police, a moving chair, a policewoman and a policeman watched, and they checked it afterwards. This is an actual picture of a knife that got thrown and virtually chopped off this teddy duck thing's head. So, I mean, there's lots and lots. I just wanted to really point out that poltergeists can come in the form of just appearing. Poltergeists are a very short term. Now, if you ever seen Poltergeist, they actually explain it in that you know, it got hooked to Carol Ann, and they don't last that long. But other poltergeists come with houses, so it's a bit of a conflict of not sure. But I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. Oh, there we go. Now, this one, as I said the last time, I think she's jumping. You know, it's the one that hit all the papers. So, oh, wait. Sorry. This one, no, this is the next one. The South Shields poltergeist in Tyne Weir. A family experienced terrifying phenomena, including objects being thrown. Sorry, my phone keeps jumping. Objects being thrown, furniture moving, and menacing messages being left. The case was documented by paranormal investigators Mike Hallowell and Darren Ritson. So, common features and explanations. Poltergeist cases share common features. Focus on adolescence, which is what I've just covered. Many cases seem to center around adolescents, particularly those undergoing emotional or physical stress. Physical disturbances. These include noises, object movement, and physical attacks. Temporary nature. Most poltergeist activities are relatively short-lived. Look, you see, I already knew all this. I've said all this. Several theories attempt to explain poltergeist phenomenon. Psychokinesis. Some parapsychologists suggest that the phenomenon are caused by unconscious psychokinetic activity, often by the individuals undergoing stress. And temporary nature. It has a temporary. It can last a few weeks to a few years. You know, several theories attempt to explain poltergeist phenomenon. Traditional explanations involve the action of spirits or ghosts. Hoaxes and misinterpretations. Skeptics argue that many cases are a result of hoaxes or misinterpretations of natural phenomena. While poltergeist stories continue to fascinate, they remain a topic of controversy and debate, with no definitive explanation in science. So there you go. That's your poltergeist lot. I've left the worst till last. Literally.
Okay. And the story of the movie, The Entity.
Ah, yes.
A chilling movie from 1982 that is said to be based on a true story. The plot follows Carla Moran, a single mother who is brutally raped and attacked by an invisible force in her home. Despite seeking help from a psychiatrist who believes her traumatic past may be causing her self-harm, the attacks continue. In desperation, Carla turns to two college students with an interest in the paranormal, who witnessed the ghostly activity firsthand and agree to help her defeat her unseen attacker. The film is a gripping exploration of supernatural terror, and the true story that inspired it is even more horrifying, involving addiction, abuse, and the terrifying series of nightly attacks on a woman named Doris Bither and her children. It is definitely not a movie for the faint of heart. I totally agree. Now,
Me too.
in the movie The Entity, the characters eventually determine that the attacks are being perpetrated by a ghostly entity that feeds off of Carla's fear and trauma. Through a combination of science and spiritual practices, they're able to banish the entity and free Carla from its grip. That's not the ending I remember.
That's not the ending I remember. They
In
tried
the
to
real life,
freeze it
yeah,
in. Yeah.
in the real life case that inspired the movie, the truth is much more complicated and inconclusive. Doris Bither reported experiencing the attacks for years, and several paranormal investigators visited her home to try and document the activity. However, no definitive explanation for the events was ever found, and some skeptics have suggested that Doris may have been suffering from mental health issues or trauma that caused her to hallucinate the attacks. It's always a possibility.
They also accused her son
Yeah,
and her having an affair, which was
yeah.
sick as fuck. Excuse my French. Oh my god, I'm going to get it fined £100.
Bing! You'll find
Yeah.
one credit for cussing online.
Mm.
Okay. Regardless of the true cause of the events, the story of Doris Bither remains one of the most fascinating and terrifying cases in the annals of paranormal investigation.
Mm.
But okay, as I remember, there were people who witnessed those attacks.
Yes,
Weren't there?
there were. And in the film, her on off boyfriend, salesman,
Yeah, he
he
freaked out big
witnessed it.
time.
He went down on record years later at an affidavit to say he witnessed it. And the paranormal investigators that were there actually caught quite a few photos that were
Uh-huh.
very unusual, like the one I showed you.
Yeah,
Uh, Lots of arcs of electricity for some reason. Um, it just, it's a very, very, very frightening thought that, yeah, but well, as a female, you know, it's a
yeah,
frightening thing to even think about. And I own the movie because it's fascinating and based on a true story.
hmm,
And yeah, I think the movie did it proud. And yeah, and if we haven't seen it, I think you should, as long as you're not squeamish.
yeah. It's okay. The reason I'm having issues with it is because of there are like three assault scenes in
Yeah,
it, and
but
one
if we
of them,
do it in Cosme,
yeah. See what that would I'm afraid it would get me in trouble with Cosby.
do
That's
you
the problem.
think?
Uh huh.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Oh, words. All right.
Okay.
Take care, sweetheart. Have
Yeah.
fun. Whatever you're
You
going to do.
you can always listen to the rest of it later on, so it'll be
Yep.
up for you know. And and that's the issue I'm having with it.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
those
I
assault.
understand that. I understand that completely. Maybe we should try it on mine. Because if I lose mine, it doesn't matter. That would be a good way of doing it.
We can probably do that. Yeah.
Just privately between us. Because
Oh
I have
yeah.
a room. And if
Uh,
I lose my room, then we know we can't play it. How about
Well,
that?
yeah, we can do that.
At least then we'd know one way or another if Cosmia doesn't like it.
Yeah, that we can try that one day then.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Right. So, are you
so
ready for the torturous bit for me, or have you got anything else you want to add on?
okay, okay, madam, the floor is yours.
Oh, okay. Right. So I'm going to bring up the really effing scary pictures. Tell me when you can see it.
Those goddamn dolls. Yeah, that's the one
Yeah,
I couldn't remember the name of.
it's Robert the doll. Now, Robert the doll was originally a gift to a boy named Robert Eugene Otto in 1904. The doll was a handmade creation by a servant who was reportedly skilled in voodoo. The servant was mistreated by the Otto family, leading to the belief that she cursed the doll. The abilities: Robert is said to move on his own, change facial expressions, and emit giggles. People who disrespect the doll often report bad luck and misfortune, sometimes even after just taking a picture without asking permission. Ugh. Right. God, I can't believe you're making me do this. Here we go. Number 2, Annabelle. This is a picture of Annabelle from the Warrens Museum. Annabelle, her backstory. Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll. Not what it looks like in the movies, obviously. In the 1970s, it was bought by a nursing student named Donna. Soon after, Donna and her roommate began noticing strange occurrences involving the doll, including it moving on its own. A psychic medium told them the doll was inhabited by a spirit of a deceased girl named Annabelle, hence her name. Annabelle is associated with violent activities such as physical attacks, including scratching and attempted strangulation. That was with the boyfriend. The doll is believed to be manipulated by a malevolent spirit or demon, not a child spirit. Doesn't mention it here, but the reason the Warrens have it is because they were called in to help, and they literally took it off them before it could do any more damage. Nasty piece of work.
Yeah, but I
Next
wouldn't have it
one.
in my house.
No, I wouldn't have any of these near me.
Uh-huh.
This is Harold the doll. Harold was purchased at a flea market by a man named Greg, who soon experienced tragic events, including the sudden death of his dog and the end of his relationship. He sold the doll online, warning the buyer that it was haunted. Harold is linked to mysterious illnesses, accidents, and deaths. People who come into contact with the doll report being touched, hearing disembodied voices, and even feeling intense sadness or dread. Yeah, screw that. Yeah, these just get worse and worse. I mean, this is Mandy the doll. Mandy the doll. Jesus. Okay, Mandy is a porcelain doll. Yuck. From the earliest 20th century, donated to the Quesnel Museum in British Columbia in 1991. The donor claimed the doll was found crying in the middle of the night. Mandy's abilities are known for moving objects around her display case and causing strange noises. Museum staff report that electronic devices malfunction in the presence, and that other dolls placed near Mandy are often damaged or broken. Nice. Creepy, creepy, creepy. And the final doll, and God help me, This is Peggy, the doll. Peggy is a modern haunted doll discovered by paranormal investigator Jane Harris. The doll is said to be inhabited by a spirit of a woman who died of a chest condition. Her abilities. Peggy is famous for causing immediate physical reactions in people who see her. Even in photographs or videos, people report headaches, chest pains, nausea, and intense feelings of anxiety. Some have claimed to have had heart attacks after viewing her. So I wouldn't look at this picture for too long, people.
Okay, change it. Oh my God, change it, change it, change
I'm
it.
changing it. I'm changing it. Okay, this is the best version of a Dybbuk box I could find. I only did 5 dolls, guys, because you know I have a complete and utter
Yeah.
fear of
Oh,
them. So I did
your
5
belief just
haunted
supports that.
objects as well. So the Dybbuk box, which is Jewish. The Dybbuk box is a wine cabinet purchased by an antique dealer named Kevin Manis in an estate sale in 2001. The box reportedly contains a Dybbuk, a malicious spirit from Jewish folklore that can possess and cause harm to those who come into contact with it. Manis began experiencing strange occurrences, including disturbing dreams and mysterious illnesses, after bringing the box home. Oh God, I hate
Hmm.
saying right. Hang on. Abilities. The Dybbuk box is believed to bring misfortune, nightmares, and physical ailments to all its owners. Those who have owned the box report paranormal activity such as flickering lights, strange smells, shadowy figures, and an unexplained feelings of dread. Whoa. Now, just a warning to everyone, you can buy a Dybbuk box on eBay. They're all fake. All right.
I'm not taking
Next,
a chance with a fake one. Okay.
this. Does anyone know what this is?
Oh, that okay. I can't think of the name of it.
It's the Hope Diamond.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Hope
Yeah.
Diamond is a large 45.52 carat blue diamond that has a long and storied history dating back to the 17th century. It was originally part of a larger gem that was taken from the statue of a Hindu goddess. The diamond eventually found its way to France, where it was cut and sold over the centuries. Many of the diamond's owners, including King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette, suffered misfortunes, leading to the belief that the diamond is cursed. Abilities. The Hope Diamond is said to bring bad luck, financial ruin, and death to those who own or come into close contact with it. While some believe the curse is just a myth, the tragic fates of many of its owners have fueled the legend. There we are. The next one, and I love this one. I've actually seen a documentary on this. This is the Busby Stoop chair. The Busby Stoop chair is associated with Thomas Busby, an Englishman who was convicted of murder in 1702. Busby was reportedly very fond of this particular chair, and before being executed, damn it, oh my God, sorry guys, and before being executed, he cursed it, declaring that anyone who sat in it would die. The chair was later placed in a local inn where several people who sat in it met an untimely death. Abilities. The chair is believed to cause death to anyone who sits in it. The deaths are often attributed to accidents or sudden illnesses. To prevent further tragedies, the chair was eventually hung from the ceiling in a museum to ensure that no one could sit in it.
Good move. Good move.
Yep. Okay, now this is a classic. The
Yeah.
Crying Boy painting. The Crying Boy is a series of paintings by the fucking phone. So, oh my god, I'm going to get fined £100 again. Oh, dear God. Yeah. Hello, Chuck. The Crying Boy is a series of paintings by Italian artist Giovanni Bergolin. Mass-produced in the 1950s, the paintings depict... No. Don't stand on what I'm reading. A young boy with tears running down his face. In the 1980s, stories began circulating in the UK that homes with these paintings were mysteriously burning down. Now, I remember reading about this, yet the painting itself would always survive the fire unscathed. I swear to God, cat, I'm going to kill you. Excuse me one moment while I mop up half my coffee that has now gone for a dive.
Okay. This crying boy painting supposedly survives every fire.
Yeah. Abilities. The crying... Oh, my God. I am so sorry, people.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
Abilities. The Crying Boy painting is associated with homeowners who owned the painting reported that their homes would catch fire under mysterious circumstances, but the paintings itself would remain undamaged. The paintings... I'm just losing it here. The paintings were often found intact among the ashes of burnt homes, leading to the belief they were cursed. All right, next one.
So there's several of them.
Oh yeah, what happened was they did a mass print of them, and there's a documentary I saw on this. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it was all over the English newspapers. Houses were burning down, or rooms were catching on fire. Yeah, it's quite weird. Haunted objects is a whole another level of paranormal. Now, this is the Myrtles Plantation Mirror, a very famous plantation manor house that had slaves working. The Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana, considered one of the most haunted homes in the United States. The mirror, which is housed in the plantation, is said to contain the spirit of Sarah Woodruff and her children, who were allegedly poisoned by a slave named Chloe in the early 19th century. According to legend, the mirror was not covered after their deaths, trapping their spirits inside. Now, I know for a fact from my own family, because I have Roman Catholics one side, and oh my God, Chuck, now I'm going to have to kill you. And you lost my... What the hell? Now I've got to reopen the end of this story because the cat just stood on my phone. Right, here we go.
Okay.
Right. Sorry about this.
Because of a mirror in Louisiana. I've never heard of this.
You haven't you? I've seen lots of documentaries on the plantation. It's fascinating. Right, here we go. Right. I think... Right, yeah, here we go. Right. So, yeah. Visitors to the plantation report seeing handprints on the mirror that cannot be removed, as well as reflections of figures that are not present in the room. Some also claim to have seen apparitions or felt chilling presence when near the mirror. The mirror is believed to hold the spirit of those who died tragically on the plantation, causing disturbances to those who gaze into it. These objects have become infamous not just for their historical significance, but also for the eerie and often terrifying phenomena that surround them. So, there you go. 5 dolls and 5 haunted objects, guys. Not
Yeah,
10
fast.
haunted dolls. I couldn't do the 10 haunted dolls. I just couldn't do it.
No, you've got great accolades just for doing the 5.
Thank you.
I know how I know how you are about dolls. I was only looking for Annabelle and the Sailor.
Yep.
Those
Well,
those two, which
well,
I mean,
you got 3 others as well, and they're all
yeah,
nasty. They're all nasty.
yeah. According to Gorilla, Cosme is only a host, so
Yeah,
we
we
should
should
be
be all right, but
yeah,
we'll double check it by
yeah.
using my room and do it privately first.
Uh-huh.
And if
See,
nothing
because
happens, then we'll know it's okay.
because the thing about Cosme is anybody can come into those rooms.
Mm.
If
Well, no,
mine is open, and it's public.
mine's a private room. I
Oh,
have to invite people.
okay. See, but
Yeah,
mine's public
yeah,
because it's a movie channel.
yeah.
I keep mine public so anybody that comes across while we're streaming can
Mm.
jump in and watch the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
The other thing is, Krish knows the owners. So I spoke to him the other day, actually.
oh, really?
Yeah, we have phone calls because it's just easier. So it's 11 a.m. for me and it's 6 p.m. for him. I will ask him to ask the owners if it's something that they have a problem with showing. I could do that.
Yeah.
And then we
Okay.
get the answer once and for all, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
I need to write that down though, because I'll forget otherwise. Ask Krish. Cosme entity. Right, I've written it down. Okay, so there we go. We've had aggressive ghosts, poltergeists, and possessed dolls and objects. Now, the objects, I could have gone on and on and on. There are hundreds. It's like Warehouse 13 gone mad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Wayne asks, what about the true events that inspired the movie A Haunting in Connecticut?
Exactly. There are lots of movies that are based on true
Yeah.
events. And
Yeah.
we couldn't
This
cover them all, Wayne. You know, it's
but the event he's talking about, it was this house in Connecticut. Big house, lots of rooms, and you had this big family that needed a big house. And the house was dirt cheap.
Why?
Good question. They move it, they cut the deal, move into the house. They find out it used to be a funeral home.
Oh, I've seen it. Yes,
And it's
now I know which
haunted.
one you're on about.
Yeah, and
then
the
some. Doesn't the daughter picks the attic, doesn't she? And there's a little door in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one creepy bloody hell.
Oh yeah. See, there's no way in hell I would move into a funeral parlor.
No, me neither.
so I mean,
yes. Wait,
my skepticism has bounds.
There's a film called A Haunting in Connecticut.
Yeah.
An actual film about it. Yeah.
There was on one of our cable channels here, Discovery. They had a television show called Hauntings. And
I'm gonna have to look and see if that's anywhere I can watch, because that would really interest me.
It was this story. There was several stories on there, and I mean, you watch this stuff, and it's like, oh my god! It wouldn't be surprised if Ed and Lorraine were on a couple of those episodes. I mean, because there was at least one dealing with an exorcism.
Mm. The paranormal is such a huge subject. We've now done. This is the third one.
Yeah,
I think we pretty much sort of covered the top layer of everything.
yeah.
But
Well,
I
see,
mean, you could dive into it a lot more. But obviously, there is only we could talk about the paranormal forever, literally.
psychic phenomena goes into this.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's Santeria and voodoo, and
Voodoo, yeah.
just
And hoodoo. Hoodoo is another type of voodoo.
yeah. I mean, it's maybe
Yeah.
we're gonna have to cut it short one of these days. You know, cause
Obviously, voodoo's actually an interesting one because
yeah,
I have seen a lot of documentaries. I witnessed one documentary. A guy went to one of the islands where they worship voodoo and
Haiti.
watched yeah, probably, I can't remember, watched how they create zombies. I don't want to go too much into it because if you want to do another one, we'll cover that.
Was yeah, okay, because well, see, voodoo that breaks it down into subsets all
Yeah.
by itself. I mean,
Yeah,
just
I
the
mean, you
old
got
stuff.
witchcraft as well. You got the witchcraft. You got,
Yeah.
you know,
So,
and I've got quite a lot of knowledge on that because of Cornwall,
oh,
the
okay, yeah.
our
So,
pagan side.
so tell us in the chat. What do you think?
Would
Voodoo,
you like one more
witchcraft,
episode of the paranormal, or would you like us to move on to something else?
zombies. You know, we really have we really covered vampires?
No, we haven't done any of that yet.
Oh, we had okay. We
No, we haven't done mystical monsters. Mystical monsters will be another whole chapter, but I
yeah,
don't class them as paranormal.
yeah. But we did do
Wayne,
something
Haunted
on
Houses was the first one we did.
yeah.
Where were you? Go back and watch it.
You want to
Give
go
Mr.
back?
Go back and watch it and give Mr. Londell the watch hours because he's getting really close to being monetized. Yeah, we did Haunted Houses on the very first one.
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah,
That was weeks ago, dude. Come on,
it was
get
3
with
weeks
the
ago.
program.
That's all right.
Well,
Don't say sorry, darling. Just watch it.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably should have did this around Halloween. That would have been so great. But
Yeah. Maybe we can come up with something even better for Halloween.
yeah,
You'd be surprised. I mean, we covered some hilarious stuff, and we covered. This has been more not so much scary, but more
things that make
informative about it. We're not judging it either way if it exists or not. We're just giving you the information, because Mr. Londell and I'm a scientist. I do have an open mind about this. More than 90% of scientists don't. But then I'm a quantum physicist, and you do have to have an open mind anyway, because you're looking at things that practically don't exist.
yeah,
So, yeah. I think we should do voodoo and the other sort of side of it, not just the main paranormal. I think that would be great.
yeah.
But
We can do that.
yeah, we'll do one more paranormal. Shall we do one more paranormal, guys? Are you up for that? 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Yes. Suffer with us another night, midnight jury. while we ponder weak and weary over a
Oh,
volume.
Wayne's the definite. There we go.
Yeah. Well, see, Wayne's like us. He was raised on this crap. So
Yeah. Well, I know JP's has loved all this as well, so
yeah,
he's very much into the paranormal. So I think covering sort of voodoo and other things that are a little less known will be more interesting for some people, you know.
and see, and
And
voodoo
I know
break.
a lot. I know a lot about witchcraft. That
Yeah, see,
doesn't make me a witch, people. Okay, it just means I spent a lot of time in Cornwall because my best friend used to live there, and pagans and witches still live there to this day. Hey, Chuck. Mwah. Hello. Look, you're on the microphone. What are you doing? Oh, okay, you're lying down. Okay, thank you. I'm watching. Oh, dear God. Anyway.
so yeah, 1 hour 21 minutes.
Yeah, we kind of sped through that one, didn't we?
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, a lot of interesting things and a lot of films that are worth watching that are based on true stories, which I think are worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch. And Mr. Londell, you need to see all the Conjuring movies. There's a fourth one coming out. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I usually don't like horror that intense. You know,
you'd be
I get
surprised. You'd be surprised how good they are.
I have seen okay, the one where it's the house, somebody hung themselves outside of it.
Oh, the first one then. Yeah. Oh.
It's the one where she gets the wife ends up being possessed, and they have to do exorcism there.
Mm. Curtis has sent you a specific message there, Mr.
Oh
Londell.
yeah, would I like to meet
Oh, is
in
that what it's called? The Conjuring Last Rites. Cool, Wayne. I'm looking forward to it. I'd
um
love the whole collection. Sorry, Mr. Londell.
okay, Curtis, what you set up the stream and you send me the link uh by messenger. You do have me on Facebook, right?
Ow.
That's the that's okay. Oh, but that's right. Next Saturday after our stream event
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
around 6 o'clock, Curtis wants to do a watch party of Metropolis.
Oh, yeah, I know. I said to Curtis, it's midnight for me. There's no way I'm going to be awake. I would have loved to have joined you guys, but unless I drink 5 gallons of coffee, but then I'll be running to the loo every 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, you you're working, you're taking care of work.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
glad I can get you 2 days a week.
yeah, yeah. This is all I can pull off at the moment.
Uh,
So, yeah, but I thoroughly enjoyed these Sunday nights. They've been great. And it's great to hear, you know, what people think as well. Gorilla says, if I'll send you the coffee and a bucket. Several buckets. Several buckets, Gorilla. Several buckets, darling.
no, I will not do you like that. Okay.
No, I won't be awake. I'm not going to say I'll be there. No, I'm not that sort of person. And I'd already explained to Curtis, there's no way I'll be awake for that. So I am sorry, but you know, I can put it on in the morning quietly and just run it. So you'll get the watch hours, Curtis. Anyway, I obviously he's got Jordan. You got a 50-gallon barrel. Okay, what do you normally keep in that 50-gallon barrel? Because if it's fish, I'm not making coffee in it.
It's probably just a rain barrel.
Yeah. Oh my God, I've got a very hot, soggy, dead kitten in front of me. His legs are dangling over the edge.
Okay, Curtis, I got
energy.
the IM. I will be there Saturday with bells on, sir.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I do hope everyone's enjoyed, well, the first three. We're going to do one more, and then we'll move on to something a little bit more, well, something completely different. And now, something completely different. Bit of Monty Python there.
A man with a tape recorder up his brother's nose.
But yeah, I mean, every time we've done one of these, I've learned something new.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome, Wayne.
Yes. The thanks goes to you guys for putting up with us.
Yeah.
You must lead very interesting lives. So, but anyhow, little side note. Okay, Wednesday's movies, I'm making changes. So, uh, I was looking through the movies I have. I've got a crap ton of film noirs. And I'm like, okay, why am I not running these on Wednesday nights? It would be different. So this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, Mr. Lundell's Wednesday Night Noirs begins. And the first movie, and it's because I kept having this song kept on and on in my head from the 80s, most of yesterday and today until I set up the stream. This Gun from Higher with Alan Ladd. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you remember that movie, 7 o'clock Wednesday, 7 p.m. Wednesday. If you don't remember the movie, 7 p.m. Wednesday, you're going to like it. Okay.
Don't forget to click your notification bell.
Yeah. Film noirs.
And thank you, Curtis.
Curtis, oh, okay. Thanks for the show, Curtis. Yeah, always a pleasure, man.
Yeah, we thoroughly enjoy these.
Yeah,
we really do.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with all that being said,
except for the dolls.
And
Saturday.
I might as well hype Saturday's movie as well. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Woohoo!
Because I haven't done any Indiana Jones, and I want to clean everybody's palate from the crap that they've done with that character.
Yeah.
In the last two movies.
Yeah.
Bring you back to what it used to be like to see a white man.
Oh, Wayne is like over the moon.
Oh yeah. Well, I am too, Wayne. I mean,
actually, I was thrilled when he told me. Thrilled.
I'm thrilled too because I don't know why I hadn't shown it yet, but now I'm gonna. But
yeah, so
I'm sure
I'm already wishing next week away for Saturday.
Yeah. So, with all that said, we'll say goodbye for everybody for right now. So until next time, watch some good movies, watch some bad movies, listen to some paranormal stories. Uh, Stay tuned for Indiana Jones. This is Mr. Lundell for Yvette and Company. Have a good Sunday evening. Bye bye.